Oi bruv, what's up? It's the Culture Detective here, investigating your favorite albums, and I am doing another album review on an album released this year. Uh, this year, but not like last week, but more like last month. Actually, a couple months ago, I don't know, but it's been a while since this album had released, and since this album had released, I've been waiting on doing an album review for this album for such a long time, but I just don't have the time. But now it's finally time, so yes, it's time to, do this, to say the word time one more time. Lil Simz, Gray Area. So, Lil Simz is a UK rapper who had been in the game for quite some time now. Her debut album is actually really awesome, while her second album kinda falls a little flatter. It's a little bit more underwhelming. But, yeah, she's one of the lesser known rappers, and damn, is she underrated. She's extremely underrated. You may also know her from that, Gorillaz B-side track, which is fantastic, amazing beat, amazing flow, sassy performance, and I really, really wish that that track ends up on a studio album as a single because it's really good. And yes, this album does not disappoint at all. It is a watertight, beautiful rap album with very clear flows, crispy production, elegant beats, and tasteful instrumentals. And the flows by Lil Simz are simply amazing. At this day and age when trap rap and mumble trap rap especially is everywhere across the world, we have Lil Simz, who's here making some traditional rap music, except it's way more elegant and beautiful and well written. There are a lot of quotables on the album throughout every single track. So, yeah. The album starts off with the track Offence, which is a fantastic album opener with some crispy drums, grimy, sassy bass, and the track overall has some really nice strings that adds onto the very fun, funky taste vibe of the track, and a lot of really cool lines. One line that stick out to me is I'm Jay-Z in my best days and Shakespeare on my worst days. And yeah, it's a really hard-hitting and aggressive intro, but not as aggressive as the second track, Boss, which is very spacey and very, very aggressive with some rough, raw guitars and some minimalistic, clicky drum beats. And this track is really brutally honest, and it's so brutally honest, it's almost kind of blunt, like it's kind of impulsive. So at first, I'm not a huge fan of this track, but as time goes by, I learned to enjoy it more and more, and Lil Simz just exhibits so much power on this track, so much sassiness, especially when she screams, "Stop fucking with my heart!" And then we have the third track, Selfish, which is... hell yeah. This track. Yes. I love this track so much. It features Cleo Sol, whomstead is not an artist that I've heard before, so, she's pretty good actually. Her vocals are amazing on this track. Her flow on this thing is almost flawless, and, there's this one line that just kind of stops the flow a little bit, but then it resumes so smoothly, like, I know something about claws, like that one line just sticks out to me. And yeah, the track overall has some sweet, elegant pianos that goes dun 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 dun. It's really tasteful, and it has a really groovy bass line and some really smooth drum beats, and it's so nice to the ears. It's beautiful, nice vocal backdrops as well, and the song is about desire and attraction, and it's pretty sensual at that, And then we have the fourth track, Wounds, featuring Chronix, which sounds a little similar to Selfish, except it's a little drearier, and the guitars here are a little dreamier and a little lower pitched. And yeah, the rhyming scheme of this track is pretty interesting, especially for that one verse where she rhymes words together, except every word is preceded, or should I say succeeded, by gunman, by the word gunman. So it's something something gunman, something something gunman, blah 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 gunman, blah 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 gunman, and it's actually pretty nice. It's a pretty nice touch, not gonna lie. And I really like the dreamy, slow R&B backup vocals of the thing, performed by Chronix. It's almost a little Kendrick Lamar to Pimp a Butterfly inspired. And also, for some reason, this track reminds me of Forget About Dre by Dr. Dre in some ways. And I like it a lot. I like it a lot. And then we have Venom, where it picks its pace back up with some really freaky beats and instrumentals with the slithery strings. Of course, the track is titled Venom, so of course you would expect some slithery, intoxicating strings. And we have the bass drop, which drops into this spacey, sort of spooky instrumental, which is really, really nice. And Lil Simz rapping on top with a very speedy flow and some backwards rapping sound effects. It's a really creatively produced track. I love it a lot. And then after that, we have 101 FM, which is very different in comparison with the previous track Venom, because it's really cute and really poppy and sugar-coated and almost blunt. Yeah, we get some really cute synth melodies that's pretty sweet to the ears, but not necessarily all that great or memorable or anything. And for the lyrics, Lil Simz kind of goes down on a memory lane, and it's actually pretty well written, pretty thoughtful. And even though the track might be, though, in my opinion, the weakest track here, but it's still pretty good. And in comparison with all the other tracks on the album, this track doesn't really stale in comparison. It's I guess it's not as good, but yeah, to be honest, every track on the album just sounds equally as great. And yeah, I guess the rap verses are a little more low key on the track, and I guess that's the only thing that's bogging the track, I guess, bogging the quality of the track. And then up next we have Pressure featuring Lil Dragon, and it's also a little more low key than the other tracks here, but the instrumentals, they are way more tasteful, with the chilly group vocals and the very spacey, almost ambient-esque production. And we also get some sad pianos and pulsating chords that's really making the instrumentals way more tasteful. And on the track, she kind of talks about feeling pressure from all sorts of aspects, I guess. And up next, we have the track Therapy. Of course, when you experience pressure, you have therapy, you go to therapy. And it's actually a really, really nice track with some sweet drunken guitars and some almost eerie and moody muffled vocal samples. And I also really like the organic drums on the thing, and overall, another great track. And then after that, we have Sherbet Sunset, which is another highlight of the album. I really, really love the weirdly produced compressed beat that has a really strange texture. It's like two glass bottles or two plastic bottles hitting against each other, and it's really special. I really like the moody sunset styled instrumentals on the thing. I really like the dreamy ambient-esque descending guitar chords on the thing as well. And on the track, she kind of talks about having a relationship with someone, and it's almost like she's in the therapy. like the previous track. So, there's a logic to the flow as well, and that's really smart. And also, for some reason, this track reminds me of that Daft Punk track, Voyager, for some reason. And it's awesome. I love it. And the album ends off with Flowers, and it's a very soulful, beautiful, a little jazzy, and a very spacey ending to the album. It's really nice. Again, nice flow, nice lyrics, solid production. There's nothing to complain about the track. And there's nothing to complain about the entire album as well. The entire thing flows so well. It's watertight. It's simplistic, but in a very beautiful and elegant way. Crispy production, tasteful instrumentals, thought-provoking lyrics, and unsurprisingly, and I guess obviously, this album is fantastic. My favorite track here is Selfish, and my least favorite is 101 FM. I'm giving Lil Simz Gray Area a 9 out of 10. So, have you listened to Lil Simz Gray Area? From 1 to 10, how much did you rate it? Like if you like it, and subscribe if you want more. And thanks for watching. And I'm really tired right now, and I have to eat dinner. Bye.